Hey my beautiful handsome subscribers, it's your girl Ashley Nicole and I'm back with another vlog. I just got back from Vietnam and I'm so excited to tell you how they treat blacks in Vietnam. Alright, if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much and I appreciate you for being a loyal subscriber. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so right now and turn your notifications on. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a vlog. Guys, I had such a great time in Vietnam. I don't know if you guys have seen my last video or vlog about my guided tour trip. I'll put a link in the description below. But I had such a great time. I learned so much about the culture. I met Vietnamese people that were so friendly. The energy there was just amazing. The people were so nice to us. Like, there was nothing absolutely wrong with Vietnam from my experience, and there was no harm done to me because of my skin color. Nothing wrong that was said. I know before I had researched on Google and YouTube like what to expect in Vietnam, and a lot of people were saying, like, people in Vietnam weren't friendly. They don't talk about your weight if you are a little bit overweight. They were a little bit rude. I heard a lot of stuff on YouTube and Google, but honestly, like, I didn't hear anything bad and I enjoyed my stay. It was just fantastic. The only thing that I didn't know prior was that I needed a visa to visit Vietnam. It was my first time going, guys. I didn't know I needed a visa ahead of time, so I ended up having to get a last minute visa online. And it cost a lot of money for me to get it done last minute. Now, if you were to go to Vietnam, you can just get a visa online for like $3 or $6 USD. Not a problem. It's pretty quick. You get it within a few days. It's no biggie. I just didn't know prior, so I had to get it the same day I was flying out. But it was still seamless. I actually decided when I got there, I stayed there for 7 days. And my first like 3 days, I stayed with... I stayed through Airbnb and I stayed in a shared room. So, my previous videos, I love renting out entire places on Airbnb. But this time I decided, hey, my first time in Vietnam, I would like to be with people that are from Vietnam to give me the insider scoop of what to visit, what to eat, things like that. So my first 3 days was such a great time. I spent the time, I had an older lady who was a homeowner in Vietnam, and she lived in a condo in Ho Chi Minh City, and or Saigon, whatever you prefer to call it. But she lived in a condo there, 2-bedroom condo. I stayed in the spare bedroom. She had a great view. She also let me taste some great fruit. I tried a pomelo fruit for the first time. It was so good. I just had such a great time learning from her. She spoke English very well. A lot of people in Vietnam do speak English, so it's not really a problem. They do accept US dollars there as well. It circulates everywhere, so if you're from the US visiting Vietnam, sometimes you won't even have to even exchange your money. The other days that I wasn't with her, I actually decided to rent the entire place through Airbnb. You guys know I love Airbnb. If you guys ever travel, you gotta stay at Airbnb just because it's just nice to see the culture, how someone lives, and also it's a little bit cheaper than staying in hotels, and you get to cook and things like that. So I got an entire place the next time in the same city but a little bit further, and it was such a great time, guys. I really enjoyed myself in Vietnam. The nightlife was pretty cool. I didn't get a chance to really go out all the time. I was really tired and I had to do a lot of work as well, so I didn't get a chance to really explore. But the people were just so friendly in Vietnam. Like, the traffic is crazy, guys. Like, out of all the places that I visit, the traffic in Vietnam tops everything. Like, it was crazy. I'm gonna put a snippet in right now of the traffic so you guys can see how crazy it was. So yeah, guys, you saw how crazy that was. Oh my gosh, like, the traffic was nuts. Full time, there's no slow time, there's no non-traffic time. It's always traffic no matter what. There's like millions of motorbikes. and cars, and they're driving. The intersections, oh my gosh, they're just nuts. So Vietnam traffic is just crazy. But I learned so much about their culture, about the history. Of course, with me being from the U.S., I learned more about the Vietnam War. Learned more about how far it went. I know I've never really been a huge researcher when I was younger, but now I'm getting older and want to know the full history, the future, past, and present. I do a little bit more excessive research. So I was able to find out a lot of different things, which I'm sure you guys probably saw in my last video, some of the information that we've learned there. But I think out of all the things that I've learned in Vietnam, the people are just so friendly. We had people that walked by us and gave us handshakes randomly, smiled at us, who didn't even speak our language, but just giving us great energy. We got a few stares, but out of all the countries, this is the least amount of stares we got in Vietnam. I'm pretty sure they're used to seeing a lot of Americans generally visit there. Vietnam, you can stay up there up to a year. It's up to you. The visa that I got was for 30 days, but I ended up just staying there for a week. But it's pretty simple, the visa process. Just got to get it online prior to you going there, and you're good to go. Or you can get the visa before you even leave the U.S. But as far as like the people, they were so cool. The food, that's a little questionable. I didn't really see any great Vietnamese food. However, they did have other food from different places that was really great. They had some Indian food from Indian restaurants. They had some Western food. I had some Italian food, as far as like pizza and things like that. I was going to try this Vietnamese pizza place that everybody was raving about, but I didn't get a chance to. They're really booked up. But the food is to be desired. It's not, it's not nothing fantastic, just a lot of broth and noodles. The flowers there are just so beautiful, and I think that just comes from them getting the flowers from the highlands. Since it's so hot in Saigon, they don't really grow flowers, so they get it from the highlands, which is like the mountains. So that was nice to know and understand and see the flowers around. There is some greenery. There's not a lot of greenery in Saigon specifically, but they do have like parks there. And the parks that I've seen, it was so unique, guys. They had like people working out in the actual park, people doing martial arts, practicing that. Looked like some Muay Thai was taking place, some yoga. Like people was really exercising all throughout the day in regular clothes. They really promote exercising and meditation throughout the day, which really helps. And you can tell that the whole unity as a whole country does that, because the energy there is just so great, especially for it being a communist country. You would think that it was harsh, but it was actually really great. They had tons of places for tourists to visit. It should never be a dull moment when you're in Vietnam. There's so much to do, so much to see, so much to learn. They do have stores almost every corner. They have things that everybody else has. Every place around the world has a great part, and some of it has, a to be desired part. But what I can say about Vietnam, it's just very consistent with the energy and the people, and no matter what their environmental status is, they're great as far as the energy and the people. They always make you feel at home. I haven't had any bad experiences. While I was there, I used Grab the entire time because your girl was not driving in that traffic. So if you're in Vietnam, just download the Grab app. That really helps. It's very affordable, and I got around easily through that. I was able to just get motorbikes. I was able to get a car. If you're hungry, you can get an order of food. If you gotta make a delivery to a person down the street, you can even get them to deliver on Grab. So it's so much to do and so much to experience there. So yeah, I haven't had a bad experience. It was just super awesome. I hope you guys get a chance to visit Vietnam, and when you're there, let me know so I can tell you all the hot spots to go. So yeah, that's it. They treat blacks in Thailand. They treat blacks in Vietnam very great. There's no difference in between us and the next person. Out of all places I went to, I really appreciate that here in Vietnam, because there really is no difference. I didn't feel gods. I didn't feel like they were trying to oversell me. They didn't try to like overcharge me in situations. So I just really feel very pleased with Vietnam, and I'm very excited to go back. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoy your trip to Vietnam, or know what to expect when you get there. The weather is just super hot, so make sure you wear something thin, pack thin clothes. It's just so hot. Wear sandals. It is smog in the air, so if you guys want to bring a little mask just to help you with getting the pollution and bad things out the air, you definitely can. I didn't wear it, and I'm totally fine. Didn't get sick. So yeah, that's all the other things that I noticed around while I was there. Just smoggy in the air. Bring sunglasses, because sometimes your eyes is hard to adjust. And that's about it. Enjoy your trip. I can't wait to hear about how you enjoy your trip to Vietnam.